Teresa, how was Joe feeling before you and the girls visited him at the ICE facility?
He was like going through a lot in there, which I know, like now, since we watched the Andy special, we know.
It was a terrible experience. I don't wish that on anybody. I mean, being locked down for 5 months, I was locked down. I mean, that place should be shut down. My wife and kids came a few times to see me, and it was terrible.
There was a lot of things that he didn't even tell Andy, that people were like cutting themselves, cutting their wrists, cutting their throats, and he was witnessing all this, and it was like, yeah, so he wasn't telling us all this. In the living conditions, like he was like in a, you know, confined in a room, and you know, it sucks. Like it's really f***ed up, like with this whole ICE thing. And it's not only screwed up for our family, it's screwed up for all the families that are going through this. So if I could be a voice,
yeah, I wonder if there's something we can do with
other
that.
families, because it's not, you know, it's sad for every
Anyone
family
who goes
that's
through
going
it.
through this. Yeah, not just my family. I don't want to be singled out. It's sad for all the families that are going through this. And it's so expensive to him even being there. Like the phone calls, out of control. Like the money that you have to, like, I would send him like $600 a week.
For what? For
The phone,
what?
like the phone calls. So I'm saying it was like a
doesn't
lot
he
of
call you
money.
collect
It's
that
such
you
a
pay or
ripoff.
no?
Like here, like they're in this ICE facility, you think that, you know, I mean, they shouldn't make it how disgusting it is, like and confined and everything. You know, it's a, listen, and some of these people want to go back to their country and they can't even go back to their country, like they're held there.
Wow.
It's so sad.
What about the people who can't afford the phone calls?
I know, well, and that's why some people want to go back to their country and they can't. It's like all about money. Like, you know,
That's
them
not
making
right.
money and having, so they could just keep them there so they make money.
That's
it's
not
like really
right.
sad.
Margaret, you kind of got thrown under the bus a little bit.
She's the one who keeps saying that you have an issue with food also. She's the one who made jokes about your not eating.
You want to throw me under the bus, honey? Girl, I hope you're ready to get run over, because you're coming right with me.
I said food's not a priority to everybody at a party. You know, I didn't mean it as an insult. It's true. I'm a fat ass. I f***ing worry about food all the time. I'm worried about abundance. Jackie's worried about making her kids happy. I'm worried about f***ing feeding 35 people. I mean, I'm a chronic overorderer. I meant nothing deep about it. And Jennifer was trying to deflect off of what she was saying, thinking she's gonna put a wedge with me and Jackie. Whatever happens with me and Jackie, we're gonna get over it in 2 minutes. She knows I'm not gonna say anything vicious about her.
Right. Well, what I was told was that Margaret said Jackie doesn't care about the food she doesn't eat anyway.
You could think she's being cheap. I think she doesn't think about food. I mean, have you seen her eat a full meal?
And for me, that's the kind of words that for me make me feel really badly.
I might have said that. I could have said something
Now,
like
if
that.
it came
That's a, you know.
but I think Jennifer was trying to make me feel like Margaret was making a judgment about like that I'm really not over my eating disorders.
But that's why I've come so far that when people say I don't eat, it kills me because I came from a place where I really didn't.
If I know one thing, it's how I feel about these women right there.
And
I know
not
that
the
Margaret
issue.
wouldn't say something that hurt me like that or vicious like that. So if anything, I'm gonna give Margaret a chance to like tell me what she meant, and I'm gonna believe her when she tells me. And so we got past that like that.
Yeah, and it hurt her, you know, she's like, don't ever, and I was like, you know what, I'm sorry, and I am not gonna say anything to ever wanna hurt her.
I mean, everyone's ordering food, and then she's, you know, whipping out some protein bar from her bag because she's calorie counting, or, you know, everyone's like looking at the food, and then she's asking if there's a yogurt, or she's saying that she's not hungry for breakfast. And, you know, it's just when someone says they're not hungry for breakfast, and then you see these little habits, and you know that they have an issue with food, or they did, then it's like, oh, okay, a red flag.
Whatever stupid Jennifer says in that situation, not
I know
calling her
what
stupid
Jennifer's
Jennifer,
motivation
but
was.
her motivation is to throw someone else under the bus when she's on the, you know, on the highway.
Jackie, after this argument, do you think you and Jennifer will ever be friends?
I mean, I tried when we went back to the house and we sat down together.
You criticized my overabundance of parties. Don't f***ing give me that f***ing smirk.
my God,
I'm talking for 2 seconds.
I like to work things out. You know, I don't need a one fight being the end all. And I feel like we had just made up. So when she sat down and wanted to talk to me, I thought at the beginning of that conversation that, yeah, like maybe we will move past this.
I have no issue with Jackie. She does not like me. I don't hold grudges. She wrote the article.
Who the are you to come into my home and use that as content for an article about spoiled children? I did not!
Guess what? I'm over it.
Yeah,
I
she doesn't
critiqued
hold
her-
grudges. I hold grudges.
critiqued
She
her
doesn't.
party.
You don't really hold.
And I don't
mean,
even
I
give
get
a
over
shit about
it.
it.
It depends.
By the way,
It depends.
I
It depends.
saw her at one of these like
On the
parties that
butcher
we
end
were
when the
at,
thing happened.
and I went up to her myself and I said, like,
you
is
know
it
who I
okay
hold
that I
grudges
say hi to you? And she was like, of course. Like, she thinks it's my like bullshit sweetness, but I'm always sweet
Yeah,
to
she
everybody.
doesn't hold grudges. I hold
really
grudges.
is. I forget about it, but then I'm
Depends.
like, oh, I'm mad at her.
Depends.
Oh yeah, I'm mad at her.
Yeah.
See, I either cut you off that you're dead to me, or I'll drop it. And if I'm gonna let someone still be in my life, I drop it and forget what just happened.
I mean, I'm like the Godfather. Like, if you do something to me, I'll get you back. But then maybe I get over it. But then sometimes I don't get over it.
And that's it. Yeah.
And you know what? I can't be friends with people who are not completely honest about who they are.
I learned something new about Jackie today. Can I say this?
Look at it. What, you came with money? I have family money. My parents' money.
You got family money?
Wait a second.
Are your panties moist?
We're gonna have to see with Jackie because I feel like she needs to warm
I
up.
don't know about
to be-
honest or open.
Okay, open.
I don't
mean,
think she never lied about
Yeah,
what
but
she
there's
had.
true, but there's also lying
We
by
don't
omission.
know. We don't know her that well. I guess if she would let us in a little bit more and not be so
She
cold.
does seem a little private and cold.
And, like, we're
Yeah,
not like that.
So it seems like whenever someone like storms out or a fight happens, the group kind of splits in half. And it's you three, and it's the other three.
I like it like
that always happening?
I'm just gonna leave.
I'll leave with you. Not because I think that you're 100,000% right in this.
Thank you for that.
I mean, we all came together, so we'll all leave together.
What makes you three stick together?
we're the most alike.
Yeah, we
Core
are.
values.
Like, we get
Loyalty.
each other. I swear to God, and I
Loyalty.
don't
About
even
our
know
fam-
Jennifer
like our
that
brothers
much.
and sisters. We have big families. We're there for our families,
Loyalty.
our parents. We
Yes.
all take care of our parents.
Like, we're pretty much the same.
Respect
Yes.
and loyalty to
Yes.
each other.
Two most
That's
important
amazing.
things.
And respect for the friendship that we have.
Yeah, I'm very big on that.
Like, I sometimes think the other ones are on this, like, well, this is how we were raised and this is how it goes, and like because.
Like, watch the Godfather,
Godfather,
movie. I'm
hello.
telling you.
It's like the blueprint
all
for
about
life.
respect.
Melissa, I think just watched it a few years ago, but like she really needs, like, I was
She
like,
needs
you
to
never.
marathon that.
Doesn't mean she's gonna absorb it the way that we did. It's she's
no.
not gonna use that for core values of it. It's just listen.
like, see,
it's
she
what's
was
instilled in
same
you.
thing,
It's your
like-
values and principles that
Right.
your parents gave you.
It's the way you were raised.
My
like,
father
you know.
says you don't be a friend when it's easy to be a friend, and I've never forgot that.
You know, their idea of loyalty and friendship is like back them up, you know, to the death, even if they're
I think
wrong.
with them, it's
we
like
don't do
whether I'm
that.
wrong or right, you back me to the death. And we're
That's
more
not
like,
right.
no, give us the facts and we'll tell you who's wrong or right.
Exactly.
We're gonna mediate through it and decide who's right and wrong. Even if I feel that one of them are wrong, I'm gonna tell them.
Right. That's exactly what I said the other day, actually. I said, if Melissa did something, I still love her. I'm not gonna, it's not like I'm gonna say, I'm never talking to you. I say, hey, I don't think that's a good idea, and we could recover from it.
We all grew up with parents that taught us about family name and shame, right?
yeah.
And respect.
Don't make me get
yeah,
a call.
Yes, and don't embarrass me and don't do anything.
embarrass
So
me.
it's like,
I always say I think there's just like some type of rational way of thinking that the three of us have.
I don't know Jennifer. I mean,
But it
I know
seems
Jennifer
very
a
much
few
the same. You
years,
just-
and I swear, like, I just look at her, or she could. I think she could almost finish my sentences
I
too.
always say
Yeah.
that
She really could.
That Jennifer is Teresa 10 years ago.
Jackie, how did your parents handle your eating disorder while it was happening?
I mean, not very well, which is partially my fault and partially the fact that they were so invested in my health.
Who put you into treatment?
Me.
Your parents didn't put you into treatment?
I didn't share a lot of things, so all they saw was me getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier, and they would go out to dinner with me, and I just wouldn't eat hardly anything. And they saw really bad habits, like I would bring a food scale to dinner with me, or I would
In a restaurant?
yeah, in a restaurant.
You would bring the food scale,
I
like
would
to
bring-
measure the food.
I would bring the food
And were
scale.
your parents like freaking out on you while you were doing it?
I didn't even care.
You just
I just did what I had to do. Theory made a size 00 back then, and it was falling off of me. I was shopping in the children's department. I was so rail thin that, in the mornings, my stomach would go so concave that my hip bones would jut out of my body. It was gross. And I think my parents were just getting so worried, and the fact that I was so defensive made it all like very combative. So if they would come to me and be like, they wouldn't come to me and be like, listen, what do we need to do to get you help? They would come to me and be like, stop it right now, you're killing your, you know, and that makes you want to like jump back at them, you know?
I probably would have did that. Though I'm just saying from your parents' standpoint,
of course.
just because I know I do it.
Yeah, they get in a panic.
Like,
you get panic.
What are you
too,
doing? Like,
of course.
I'm freak. You
No,
know?
me too.
Yeah.
Frank, we see you and the Joes go to dinner, and they tease you about getting with the waitress.
What's your name?
Kelly.
Kelly, this is Frank.
What can I get you, Frank?
I want a green apple martini. Don't go late on the pucker.
Extra pucker?
You got it.
I think I could do that.
Thank you, babe. He still got it.
The reason they're busting my chops is because they were jealous. Okay? Seriously? Because they know they have to go home. As I get older, I think, you know, I have a girlfriend now, but I'm more, I like someone who has good personality. I'll be honest with you.
Please.
I want to be able to enjoy myself. I do. I want somebody who I'm going to have fun with.
So we know you're like the single guy, but you say you have a girlfriend, so...
Yes. She's much younger, but doesn't act young.
How much younger is she?
Considerably. She's 30. Yeah, she gets along fine with Dolores. We all go out together. But you should know the whole story to be on that whole night after that. All right? All right, please. Because when it was all done and said, me, the single guy, you know where I was? I was in the back of an Uber sleeping going home. As where Joe and Joe have their wives calling them at 2:30 in the morning, where are you? All right?
Pretty much.
Right? And they're trying to blame it on Frank when Frank's been home sleeping for 3 hours. And thank God Dolores came to my rescue on that. Dolores goes, I was laying on the couch watching TV when he got home at 10:30.
Yeah, I was getting phone calls from Margaret and Melissa, where the hell are you? And at that particular time, I might have drank a little too much, and I really did not know where I was. It was a fun night, though.
Can you imagine that, though? Imagine calling your husband, where are you? I don't know. At 2 o'clock in the morning?
That's what happened.
How'd it get so wild? How'd it get so out of control?
Not because of Frank, because Frank was home.
Joey Gorga, if you're with him, you automatically drink in excess.
Not only that, Joe.
He has a bottomless pit. That boy can drink. It's unbelievable.
But Joe takes it to a certain, because Joe's scared of Melissa. Let's put it that way. Honestly, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, all right? She rules the roost. So what Joe does is pushes it to a point where he's not going to get in too much trouble, and then he tries to push you beyond that point to live vicariously through you. I don't drink. Every time I'm with Joe Gorga, I'm drunk, all right? Joe's a troublemaker.
Is Joe a bad influence on everyone?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. He's a lot of fun, right? He's a lot of fun to go out with. But you know that you go out with Joey Gorga,
you're getting in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Joe, seriously, you know, sometimes I go home and I'm mad at myself. Right? I say it all the time. That I allow him to do it. All right?